Hello everybody, RMJ Movie Reviews back again, and I'm coming with a on-the-fly movie review of the new movie directed by Antoine Fuqua called Southpaw, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Forest Whitaker. There's really nothing else I can say. This movie's fantastic. I can tell you right now, out of Antoine Fuqua's filmography, this is by far his best movie. I mean, I know everybody likes to ride on Training Day's dick, but you know, 14 years later, we can all keep it real. Training Day is not that great of a film. I'm not saying it's not an entertaining movie, but it's not that great of a film as everybody's pumping up to be. You know, Training Day rides on Denzel's performance and the gritty atmosphere. Let's all keep it real about Training Day. Southpaw is his best movie. It's by far better than The Equalizer, because I seem to be it's like 90 degrees here, y'all. I think I'm like the only person on the planet that didn't like The Equalizer. I didn't like The Equalizer at all. I really enjoyed Brooklyn's Finest, which a lot of people don't like. Go figure. But Southpaw is by far Antoine Fuqua's best movie. This of course pays heavy homage to you know, Rocky. There's a lot of nods in the movie to Rocky. Raging Bull I've never seen all the way through, but I've seen the first half of it, and there's definitely some homages to Raging Bull. Is it a cliche boxing movie? Absolutely. But my thing is, if you're gonna be cliched, you might as well be cliched and do it well. And that's pretty much where this movie strives. It's not even so much the story, because we've seen the whole thing before. You know, Jake Gyllenhaal is, you know, pro boxing athlete. You know, he fights very regularly. He fights a lot like Rocky, you know, because if you look at those older movies, Stallone basically just gets punched. You know, and that's how this dude fights. You know, he fights very reckless, no kind of thought for his own physical safety. His wife doesn't like it, and kind of his recklessness comes back to bite him big time, and he pays a big price for it. And basically, the whole rest of the movie is him learning how to change some behaviors. You know, get his life back on track. It's a very heavy movie. Everything is played totally straight. Jake Gyllenhaal is fantastic. I know me and him are exactly the same age. I think he's older than me by like a couple months, but the day I do get into the film business, I really hope I could work with him one day, man, because that dude does some fantastic stuff. Him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who I like too, and of course Tom Hardy. But I'm digressing. Forest Whitaker, who I've been watching in films ever since, you know, I was a little kid in the 80s. And you know, Forest Whitaker was always, of course, back in the day, he was always the guy with the funny looking eye who's in every movie. Forest Whitaker he's phenomenal. He's just fantastic. He plays kind of the Mickey trainer role, and they play their roles with such depth and such heart. And little girl who plays Jake Gyllenhaal's daughter, she's a fantastic actress, and she has some heavy stuff to do in this movie. There's one scene that I really enjoy. There's many scenes in this movie I enjoy, but the one that I like in particular between Jake Gyllenhaal and the girl that plays his daughter is a scene where she has to physically hit Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's very intense. I mean, it's very intense to see this little girl smack a grown man in the face. It's a very real scene. It's raw. And there's a lot of raw acting in this movie, man. The actors really they just give themselves 100% to this, man. I mean, you really feel it, man. Forest Whitaker, you really feel it, man. Jake Gyllenhaal, I mean, oh man, I just, this movie really, I felt moved at the end of this movie.